John Hayes.
Motion be now put.
Kelvin Davis.
Mr Chair, I know we're talking about Part 6, but I have to get this off my chest, and it comes down to what the member Jackie Dean said about the Labour Party not supporting rugby. It is ridiculous. I bet anything that Jackie Dean is one of these Chardonnay supporters who are there just for the moment. I bet you anything that Jackie Dean did not get up at 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday to watch New Zealand versus England. I bet you she hasn't cried herself to sleep.
Point of order. Craig Foss.
Chairman, I'm just interested that the member's trying to wager bets with yourself as chair. He keeps saying, I bet you that X, Y, Z.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. I'm a betting man, and I took it in good faith, so... Kelvin Davis.
I'll bet anybody that Jackie Dean hasn't cried herself to sleep every night since the 27th of October 1991, the day that we lost our World Cup title to Australia in Dublin. And Mr Speaker, to say that the Labour Party does not support rugby is an absolute nonsense, and doesn't support this Rugby World Cup is an absolute joke, because I can bet anybody in this House, anybody in this country, that we know more about any sort of form of rugby, any sort of situation around rugby, than that member knows whatsoever. And a true supporter knows stuff about rugby that nobody else does. And name the All Black Lock, who in 1979 scored their only try for the All Blacks at Twickenham.
Part 6.
I'm getting yes, Mr Chair. I just really have to get this off my chest, because as a rugby fanatic, I don't think there's anybody in the National Party that actually cares about rugby more. But I will get to Part 6. Part 6, and of course, as Chris Hipkins has said, the Governor-General may, by order in Council, made on the recommendation of the Minister, make regulations. And that, Mr Chair, is the part of this bill that we are upset about, because it is the unfettered power of the Minister that we are concerned about. And to say that we don't support rugby because we actually are challenging that part of the bill is absolutely ridiculous, Mr Speaker. For us as the Labour Party to have great discussions, and for our party to allow some members to vote one way and some members to vote the other way, is democracy in action, something of course that the party over there wouldn't have a clue about. Which way did I vote on the alcohol side of things? I voted for it, in support. Okay? Look, it doesn't really matter who was for and who is against. What matters is that we're concerned that the Minister has unfettered powers to override...
Order. We don't want this dialogue. It's not relevant. Part 6.
Thank you, Mr Chair. We have a concern that the Minister has unfettered powers to override the authority, the Rugby World Cup authority. So, Mr Speaker, the Labour Party supports rugby and supports the Rugby World Cup. The fact is that we're allowed in our party to have robust debate and discussion, and on this issue we voted as we saw. Some supported, some are against, some abstained, Mr Speaker. So this actually just shows that the Labour Party is right behind this Rugby World Cup. We've given it a lot of thought, a lot of consideration, and we, of course, support it. As someone mentioned earlier, it was Helen Clark who flew over to Dublin, that same city where the All Blacks lost in 1991, flew over there, and it was because of her contribution supporting Tāna Umanga and the rest of the Kiwi contingent that we actually have this wonderful event going to happen here in New Zealand next year, and it's going to be a great thing for New Zealand. It will put us on the stage, and we do have to be concerned, and it is right that we as a party have challenged parts throughout this bill to make sure that everything does go right during the Rugby World Cup, Mr Speaker. So I'll end my contribution there, but I just do want to finish it off in that I challenge Jackie Dean and the National Party to come up with any evidence that says that they actually support the Rugby World Cup more than the Labour Party us true fanatics, true supporters of our national game, not the Chardonnay supporters such as Jackie Dean.
Mr Chair.